All right, Micron holders, how you doing? As a fellow Micron holder, we have got a crazy month ahead of us. We've got earnings report coming from Micron on June 24th. That's about 2 weeks away. We've got a lot of things, and there's some things that I need to tell you that are specifically targeted at you that have to do with Micron and its kind of forward-looking earnings scenario, some different things. Micron is becoming even more sensitive to stockholder sentiment, and we need to talk about these things because, as a fellow Micron holder, it's one of my bigger positions of my AI stock portfolio. I'm always looking for more information to bring you, so let's jump into this and get into this. So, look, there is pretty significant upside with Micron. We all know that. We know that we're in a memory shortage right now. We know that memory is the bottleneck. Micron is the absolute market leader as far as how much memory is produced, but they cannot make enough. Competitors, SK Hynix, Samsung are there as well, but it's Micron that leads the charge, and we are still in this memory shortage. And I really believe that Micron is very sensitive, to market sentiment. Okay, it really is. We kind of saw that by the sell-off that happened with Micron. You saw that, basically from Friday's move down, we had about a 19% move down. Now, in today's session, we did get back about 10% of that. So coming back, we got back a little bit of that in the last day, in the last trading session, so to speak. Okay, recent quarter, just to remind you, we saw revenue triple year over year to 23.86 billion. Gross margin hit 75%, and EPS beat by over $3, driven by memory shortages. We talked about that. We all know, right? So look, management's giving guidance for coming in the next quarter that they're going to report on June 24th, 33.5 billion and 81% gross margins. But the stock does trade at a 63% premium to the sector medium P&E. While forward metrics suggest Micron MU is undervalued, its valuation is stretched, and future returns depend on sustained AI demand and careful CapEx management. I think Micron's going to do a good job of managing CapEx because they are having to expand production. We know that they're building more production facilities, and I believe that sustained AI demand is going to be there. So I'm not worried about those things per se. I think, ironically, it's more of the market sentiment that I'm kind of worried about, because I think that Micron has really become sensitive to that. And so that's one thing that I'm going to be watching. It's going to move on a dime, either up or down. A lot of volatility associated with news cycles, Iran, U.S. conflict, the Federal Reserve, what they do or don't do, things of that nature, kind of more of your macro issues, but it won't move in a vacuum. That's the one thing I like about what we'll see, is that if Micron starts to move, you're going to see the other AI memory players move along with it. And I think you're going to see chips move along with it as well. So look, we know a couple of things. The stock is absolutely dependent upon the sentiment or the mood of the market. I agree, which makes this position way riskier than it once was. When Micron, about a year ago, first started this massive run up, it wasn't as dependent upon kind of the mood, the market sentiment, or the outside constraints or impact points, Iran, U.S. conflict, things of this nature, Federal Reserve. But it has gotten a lot more expensive. And thus, by getting more expensive, it's more expensive. And thus, people are more sensitive to that. Okay. We know that we're in that violent, I love this. We're in a violent memory shortage. Stock is way more volatile than most companies of its size and the overall market. Micron has now become the bellwether, the blue chip of one of the largest sectors of AI. You've got NVIDIA, and to an extent AMD, and you got Micron. They're literally there on the same level. And that's how I kind of see this, right? So look, I am more of a long-term investor. I do swing trades. I do swing trades like this. Let me show you this, because like right here. So this was a swing trade I just executed from here to there in 44 days, 133%. I executed on that swing trade. I used my own trading indicator, X1 Algo, to buy and sell when the software told me to buy it. That trading indicator, there's a link in the description below if you want to get it. It's about $1 a day to use it, okay? But it told me when to buy and sell. So 133%. And then, again, I waited till I got another buy alert to this move right here, 14 days, another 47%. That's swing trading. But I also own Micron in a long-term buy and hold. Just buy it, hold it, weather the storm, all that kind of stuff. I'm just telling you straight. So Micron is starting to become really, really good for swing trading and kind of those kind of things where you're just swing, like again, just if you don't know the term, a swing trade is a term that you execute, like say in this one, you executed it in 44 days, this blue box. And then, you waited, okay, you had about 5 days of not doing anything until the software told you to buy. And then boom, another buy, and you wait another 15 days and you cashed out with another 50%. That's swing trading. Okay. So Micron is evolving into this really pretty interesting swing trade scenario because of that volatility. Okay. Because of that volatility that's playing out. We got a big June coming. As I mentioned, we got that June 24 earnings report, earnings call. I'm expecting Micron to deliver on that. I mean, quite frankly, I think we're going to be really looking at Micron. What are they going to deliver as far as forward guidance, backlog, things of this nature? I think that's really what we're going to be paying attention to, because again, Micron is an expensive stock. It really is. Okay. Especially at this price, but there's calls from Micron. I can't remember who it was. I think it was either might have been Merrill Lynch or Bank of America. I can't remember which one raised the target to $1,500. I think Micron can get there. Okay. I think it's going to be volatile. I think we're going to have a lot of ups and downs and moves around, but we've got a crazy, crazy ride ahead of us. I'm looking forward to it. I love this kind of stuff, especially being able to take advantage of swing trades, kind of like I showed you here, where I can get in, get out. And then I've got my kind of long-term, side, bag over here where I'm like, okay, I'm just stacking for that long-term as we see, kind of things. Now, I have trimmed my position a little bit. Basically, I have kind of like the symbol, the person who wrote this particular article has trimmed her particular holdings in Micron as well. And now it's 14% of her riskiest portfolio. In case the market stays in this Furyk mode and takes the stock way higher, I've been bullish on Micron for almost a year, still in bullish on memory as the cycle doesn't seem to get to its peak. And that's fundamentally what it's coming down to for me. It's coming down to the fact that I am bullish on the memory space. I am bullish on the fact that we know that memory is a bottleneck. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is memory that is driving a lot of the AI, cycle that we've got here, right? It's chips and then memory. It goes into that. It's memory's arguably one of the single most important components inside of everybody's chips, NVIDIA, AMD, Broadcom. We all know that. And that shortage around memory is not something that's going to be filled anytime soon. It probably for at least another year to 2 years. I'll remind you of a stat I talk about a lot in videos. The entire AI infrastructure build out, about 700 billion is the number we're going to reach for this year, 2026. And that number is going to grow north of 5 trillion, probably actually about 5.3 trillion for 2030 and 7 trillion for 2033. So those are your kind of numbers. That's not slowing down. AI is not slowing down. This is not like the dot-com bubble back in the day when it burst. I'm 57 years old, guys. I was there during the dot-com bubble. That was a much different deal. This market right now, AI spending is real dollars being spent to solve real world AI problems. There is not a business out there, including the little local restaurant wherever you live, that's not looking at how they can employ and use, as an example, AI to make more money in one way or the other. Okay. There's different levels of AI for different companies, government organizations, institutions, all the way down to you and I as retail individuals. And the bottom line is that AI is here to stay. And ultimately, agentic AI and all variations on AI is going to grow and grow and grow. And it's going to become more and more in our part of our lives, our shopping experience, our online experience. There's going to be AI everywhere helping us. Those are real world things that are coming. And every single company out there is racing to be involved in it so that they can deploy that technology to their customers, make more money, et cetera. Which brings us back to Micron. It brings us back to the dollars that are going to be spent. That is not going to slow down. So thus, yes, I know it's going to be kind of an interesting the rest of June. We got the earnings call. We still got the Iran US conflict. We got a lot of things that play out there. We got a volatile market. Micron's going to move around with sentiment. It is. It's going to move around with the mood of the market, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay. So if you want to help making even more money in it, start doing swing trading. Use software like my trading indicator right there. 44 days, 128%. $1,000 bought there would have made you in 44 days another $1,289. You would have sold, got your 1,000 back plus almost 1,300 bucks. All in 40, what was that, 60 something days, 63, 4 days, 228%. That same 1,000 turns into $2,288 in 64 days. What could you do different with that additional 2,300 bucks in your bank account? Links are in the description below if you want to try it. There's a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. Live training in the members area every week. Private Discord community, chat community where you can be part of a community. We're out there helping each other out. It's literally about $1 a day. Links in the description below. Use that discount code down there with it, and you get a better price even than you see on the screen. It takes it to about $1.10 a day. I've taken all of the risk here. You have zero risk in this because of that 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. And again, I showed you Micron. Look at this is Marvel. Look at Marvel is one that's out there done pretty well. That one to there, 16 days, 77%. You should see that. Okay. It's everywhere. You can use this software to make this. The software runs on your iPhone, runs on Android, runs on your computer, runs everywhere you want it to do. Give her a look. 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. I'll see you down the road. Go make some money later.